Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 2 of my Minecraft Let's Play. It is, of course, back where we are at the start, and actually I'm recording this in post. The main reason for that being is that the clip I had wasn't particularly good. I actually watched it back and realised that was dreadful. But the first thing we are going to be doing in this episode is, if you don't look in that house over there, we are going to be tackling that plot. And for those who might have missed it in the first episode, we now have some sheep and some cows, and I'll probably be killing them later in the episode. But anyway, I hope you enjoy. And there we are. We have finished that. That's a lot nicer to look at now. I know it is it's the glorified cobblestone box, the legendary one that everyone seems to build at the start of their worlds. But I think it's pretty cool. I kind of like it. It's, I don't normally build cobblestone boxes. This is actually quite an upgrade for me. Normally it's just a bunch of chests in a field. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with this, but I definitely want to build a more solid starter house in coming episodes. But that is not the plan for today. No, in fact, today we are going to be taking care of the things all the way down there. We are going to be conquering the caves. Now, I don't know if conquering is a strong word for this, but that's kind of what I have in mind. I want to become the master of the deep dark. And you might ask, well, how do you become the master of the deep dark? And it's quite simple. You need some of these. Will is deceptively useful because for all of the things in the deep dark, for all of its scariness, all the threats of the warden, 2-3 pieces of wool, and you don't really have to worry about anything anymore. So that is our plan. We shall be entering the very depths of this world, and we shall be making sure that all of the ores, all of the valuables there are in this chest. Probably actually not this chest. This one, yes, this one. They will be in this very chest, and we shall be, well, we'll be doing exactly that. So, I believe without further ado, I will get a couple things ready, and be ready to head down into the depths. My inventory is now perfectly equipped with the very necessities: a diamond pickaxe, an axe, which we probably won't use as much, but we'll still need it anyway, a couple shovels, a sword, a bucket to help us from all those nasty landings we might have, a crafting table in the chest so that we can have a sort of base camp down there so I don't need to keep turning up and down to the surface, a couple stacks of sticks to make some more torches, more coal, plenty of torches themselves, a lot of food, and a few hoes. Because when we're in the deep dark, the most efficient tool to use when you're trying to get rid of the nasty skulk and the shriekers and so on is actually to use a hoe. They're the fastest building tools. And of course, white wool to keep all of the other nasty things from actually hearing us so that we can successfully deactivate them and save ourselves. I'll grab a bit more wool, and in just a moment I will enter the deep dark. We are back down here, and the first thing I'm going to do, the very first thing, is try not to die to all the skeletons that have now decided they want to show up here. What we are instead going to be doing is we are going to start lighting up, because the biggest problem I had when I first came down here in the very first episode, if you remember, is that a lot of it wasn't lit up, and that's very dangerous, especially since I had like the sum total of nothing. Which really doesn't help. So what we're going to be doing is, now that we're a bit more, I'd say, prepared, take that how you want with a pinch of salt or whatever, because, yeah, we're not exactly in the best of shape, but we are a lot more suited to how we were before. So I'm going to be going around, placing torches, dodging and weaving, trying not to die and run into deathly hell, and hopefully survive. And we'll see how it goes. So it might actually be worth crafting a bed down here. The first thing I'm going to be doing, rather than, go straight down into the darkest areas, is I'm actually going to go above here. Up and above where there were more enemies, which were trying to assert dominance by jumping down upon me, unfortunately for them, I noticed. And I'm going to try and light this area up first, so that when it eventually gets to me having to clear out the darker areas, I'm not being jumped on all the time. So we'll go ahead and do that as a priority. I don't think I want to spend all that long in these caves. Oh! Uh-oh. Oh! Oh! Okay, this is good. That's amazing. I did not expect... I knew there was probably going to be some kind of spawner around somewhere eventually, but this is... No, this is really good. Okay, what's the coordinates? -1. Alright. So, yeah, I was... It's very fortunate that this was here because, well, I quite like a lot of this. Well, that's useful. So I suppose later on in this series, maybe next episode or the episode after, I'll probably want to work on securing this and turning it into the infinite experience generator. I don't actually know how close to my base it is, because if it's too close, it might, you know, have problems with connections and things. Because the base up there, or you know, the area up there, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, that's actually really close. I have to think about where I place my portals then. But no, that's really good to get super early on. Yeah. Kind of a shame it's not like a double spawner, like a spider spawner and a mob spawner, but you know what? I think I'll live. Oh, okay, that's also useful. That, if I'm correct, is a geode. I think we're getting all the structures in this cave. I mean, it is a massive cave, so like regularly rare things are like kind of to be expected. I'm amazed. Oh, that was only 3 blocks. Okay. I thought I was about to die there. No, okay. So that's just like a general cave. Okay, and that's an aquifer. Alright. Oh well, this is also very good because I can farm this as well. This is a polite reminder to me that by the time when this video comes out, the Minecraft mob vote would have happened. Next, we're going to head down there. And that's where, well, that's where it could all go very wrong. Very, very quickly. Mobs don't spawn in the deep dark, so I'm going to have to be a bit more careful when walking about. Especially since I really don't want to summon the warden. I don't know about you, but I really don't want to fight that thing. I'd rather just run away. Run far, far away. I think it's probably time to begin the descent. Okay. While I'm not silently getting scared out of my life, yeah, I don't think there's all that much down there. I do just want to light it up because there are areas that really are quite dark. But, like an absolute idiot, I left my wool in the chest, which, yeah, it doesn't help the situation a lot if the important stuff is left. Right. Round 2. Hopefully setting off less shriekers this time. Okay. I don't know if it's you or me, but I think that's an ancient city. Yeah, that looks like an ancient city. Oh, lovely. Yeah, I think I'll leave that for later. I really don't want to deal with that right now. I thought that was like... That scared me so much for a moment, and then I realised it was just a close squid. I stood on it. Okay, I'm on strike 2, I think. This is so scary, oh my god. What's nice about Skulk is the fact that you can't actually... no, it looks like I've managed to deal with them all, I think. At least in this area. I did it. I've actually conquered this bit of the Deep Dark. And all of that, the whole thing, has taken me a mere hour. Barely, just shy of an hour, actually. Now we get to put this away, and look what we hauled out of here. In the end, it's not actually that bad. Despite the relatively few amount of blocks, 7 diamonds, 20 gold, and almost a stack of iron in here, I'd say that's pretty good. Now all I've got to do is, well, get it all in a chest, or get it all and move it up through the world, back up to the base. And then we can start thinking about the things to do for the rest of the video, which I haven't actually gotten to yet, but actually thinking might involve that spawner. I know I said like maybe next episode, but I think it might be worth doing this episode, especially since I'm now down on levels and I'm going to need some more to get back up to speed. One of the benefits of the mine shaft being loaded all the time while I've been doing stuff down there is the fact that up here, all of my crops and all of my, you know, this and that, and I'm actually going to harvest potatoes now, all of them have been loaded, which allows me to have a lot of extra things to harvest when I get back up to the surface. And I think just with that potato crop, I should now have enough for probably excess, so I can start having baked potatoes and start getting more food that way. I'm thinking now, actually, for what to do in the rest of the episode, which I kind of mentioned when I was down in the mine shaft, but I think I'm going to work more on the getting portals set up. I think nether portals are a pretty important thing for me. I think having good connections between different parts of the world early on is a good idea. And I think getting a not mine shaft, one of those dungeons set up as a skeleton's farm, the skeleton spawner, skeleton farm, similar thing. Getting one of those set up is probably a really good idea, because in the long term that'll provide me with a basically infinite source of XP, and I'll also be able to get more stuff for like enchanting and so on. So I think I'm going to do that soon. Probably not now. I still need to get like obviously I don't have any obsidian, I need to get that. But I think soonish I'm going to start creating my very first nether portal. So we'll see about that. One of my reasons for wanting to go to the nether right now is the fact that at the moment getting down to the mine shaft or getting down to the bottom of the world is really a pain. Because falling all of this way to get to y equals 0, or y minus 58, is really annoying. And when I go to the nether, I can get some soul sand, which allows me to, you know, create one of those little water streams, which is basically an elevator, so I can get up and down the world a lot easier than normally, which is slowly and painfully up a ladder, which I think actually takes about, I think it's like half a minute to do, or like a minute or two. I think it's like maybe 2, maybe 3 minutes at best. I'm gonna get the lava now. I think that's probably a better idea than. All right, with 24 obsidian in my inventory and 1 flint and steel. In fact, I probably don't need all 24. Why did I bring all 24? I don't need all 24. With all 20 obsidian, ignore the excess there. I am now ready to head into the depths of the world. Now, I need to pick this wisely because, as I mentioned, down there in that mine shaft, I have my portal, and I need to make sure that I've set it up in such a way so that the portal doesn't interfere with the other portal I'm planning. And in order to do that, if I'm visualizing this in my head, I'll probably want to put the portal in the floor over here somewhere, far enough away from my beehive so that I don't end up with bees in the underworld, but also near enough so that it's somewhat accessible. And I think here, right here, where I'm digging out, probably just about going to do the trick. Now, I am aware that I don't have any form of golden armor, which I probably want to do before I head in, especially if, you know, if I'm going to the nether, I don't particularly want to die to the stupid piglins. So I think I'll craft up a... Oh no, I have a golden chest, but I think this will work. Now I have this set up, I think it's just safe to say all I need to do now is light the portal and enter the underworld. And I'm also going to take the coordinates of that, because I want to divide those by 8 and make sure I end up in the right area. We are in nether wastes. Oh, well, that's kind of unfortunate. But I guess we can do that in a few moments once I've gone back to the overworld, collected all the blocks I need, and returned it. Yeah, there really is no soul sand. Damn. Ah, well. Anyway. Time to do that. Unfortunately, I didn't quite have enough cobblestone to completely do the box, but this is my cobblestone shack in the nether. And I think, without further ado, any waiting around, any false pretenses, I think I'm just going to go and start mining stuff, because I should be relatively safe from mobs. I really would like to get some of this for observers, and I think I'm ready to start getting towards another level 30 enchanting table upgrade, which I think I'll be looking at maybe some kind of efficiency and unbreaking on this pickaxe, because it's gone quite a far way. It's probably getting towards about half durability, and I think having some kind of like safety on it so that it's not gonna break any faster is kind of in need, especially since, well, I'm already starting to think about larger projects than just starter houses, so I guess there's that. My hand, my thumb has left the spacebar because I know exactly what's going to happen if it does. There we are. Okay, that wasn't all that bad. Right, time to see if there's anything vaguely interesting. Okay, seems like it's just Soul Sand Valley. But the benefit of the Soul Sand Valley, you can get these blocks, and these blocks are rather useful. Look at this poor, look at that poor piglin. Like, he's just completely surrounded by zombified piglin. He must feel so sad. That's so unfortunate. But, nice! I did it. Okay. Oh, and it dropped a gas tier. That's great as well. Okay. Well, 1 out of 4 gas tiers for another Ender Dragon fight, which is pretty nice. I must say, there are many things I look forward to in this game, but fighting the Ender Dragon a second time is definitely what I'm looking forward to in this very moment. I'm going to stash that away, hopefully I don't forget about it. But now, we have returned and we have a whole stack of soul sand. We are almost ready to do the thing I want to do, but it requires one more thing, and that's kelp, which means I need a boat. I'm going to go on a little marine adventure and go see what animals we shall find. And hopefully a lot of kelp. We're probably going to need 2 stacks of kelp, at least. I think 2.5 stacks of kelp is probably what we're looking at, because it's a long old way down from the bottom of the world to the top of the world. It's also good to know that there's a beehive right there, because I'm running out of bees. I'm going to fall all the way down there, all the way to the bottom, and I'm going to place kelp all the way back up. Then I have to fall all the way back down to the bottom and create it. So, let's do that. Okay, take 2. Actually doing the thing that we're meant to do in the first place. Now I can jump all the way down. But I probably should wait for a bit, because it's going to take a while. Yeah, it's going to take forever for it to actually, like, do the thing. Oh, yeah, about my estimations, yeah, that's about a stack and a half, just slightly under, but yep, that's pretty much everything. Now I get to fall all the way down again. Remove that and place that. And now we wait. So instead of taking the ladder, this feels way faster, so instead of taking that long old, like, minute or two that it takes, we should have done that in about 10 seconds, and I put a chest there. That's amazing forward thinking on my part. And yeah, that's about everything there. So there was some stuff at the top that we probably missed. But now I need to craft up I think a couple of signs now, just to hold the water in place at the bottom. And then we should be ready to begin mining there. When I'm not crafting trapdoors, anyway. After a quick break from setting up more mines, I'm back on the surface, and it seems that unfortunately all three hives, this one, that one, and the third one, have all unfortunately been abandoned by the bees. I don't know why they get abandoned. I'm assuming it's something to do with it being loaded for so long and bees not like being in loaded areas or some other nonsense. But unfortunately that does mean that we no longer have easy access to bees. I guess that's kind of on my fault though then, for not setting up in this area, not understanding why this happens, but oh well, I suppose we can get some others if we haven't planned to do things with bees. Anyway, I've just been up here on the surface because I'm trying to get some resources up before I head back down into the mines. Because, one, I want to get some more levels so I can start enchanting things. Which means that we're probably going to be refurbishing that skeleton spawner just about now. And two, because there's a couple other things like, you know, actually getting some more diamonds. I want to test that the theory I have about getting diamonds is correct. So I suppose we'll be doing that very shortly. Unfortunately, replay mod isn't yet available for 1.20.2, so I won't be able to time-lapse any of the stuff I'm doing as of yet, but hopefully soon it will be out for 1.20.2. But anyway, I am going to go do some mining, and then I'm going to start working on the mob farm, or I guess mob grinder. I've been an absolute idiot and realised that I've just recorded the past two clips without any audio, so bear with me for a moment. So what we've done in that time is we went on a very unsuccessful mining session. We didn't get all that much at all in terms of actual diamonds or anything. We found a 2-vein. I messed about with the mining technique because I didn't quite understand it. I was very confused by it. But in the end, I figured, well, I'm not going to get enough XP for all the enchantments I want to make, so I might as well just clear out a spawner. And that is exactly why we are here in this very skeleton spawner. So I've already started figuring out the 4x4 layout, so it's got to go in that direction and in this direction. I'm thinking of heading it this way towards the walls, so I don't have to dig out as much like space for me to plop down all of my mob grinding things. And in general, I think I'm probably quite ready to start actually getting on with it. So I suppose I'll probably start doing that now. So one of the problems I'm having with building this mob farm is the fact that about half of the floor is gone, thanks to the fact that where it's spawned is right below a bit more of the cave that we were in, which is admittedly quite a deep cave, so kind of makes sense. So one of the problems, well, if I'm remembering rightly, actually, from what I've watched in the videos, is that I need to make sure this is 3 blocks up, 4 blocks to the side, 9 blocks total across the, I guess, the radius of the farm, or the diameter of the farm, and 4 blocks deep, so that the mobs can get taken out of the catchment zone, safely moved off to a water stream, which will go down to another water stream, which will move out and move up. I'll be showing that to you guys later on, and if I don't find a video I can link you to of this specific design, I will probably show you a video of myself making that farm and showcasing it for you guys, if you feel like that's something you're interested in. But yeah, so I need to patch up this hole, build a platform for this farm, and then I should be able to start thinking about getting it running, because these farms aren't all that tricky to make. They're just like kind of annoying to do, especially when I've not got like good tools. So like having only diamond unenchanted tools is kind of a problem for me right now, because I can get better enchanted tools, but I don't, since making the entire enchanting table, then moving it when I want to start enchanting over at the XP farm is kind of annoying and inefficient for me, which is why I'm in building this entire thing, is that I want to make sure that I have a place to do my enchanting, get some levels up, also get some bones as well, which will be very useful for projects later down the line. I'm really glad that wasn't into lava. Anyway, enough talk about what I'm planning for this farm. I'll just build it, and I'll let you guys know in a moment when I'm done with all of that. A fair bit more set up later, and I have all of the water streams in place. The skeletons, they'll fall, they'll go in this water stream, then they'll go down there, then across into there, where there's another water stream. When I go back to my base using this portal I'm about to set up, they'll go up a soul sand elevator, then they'll fall all the way down. It's a 23 block drop, so any quote-unquote regular skeletons will just fall, and they'll be on one hit, so I can just take one hit to kill them. But any skeletons with armor, they will be on a few more hits, which I might want to deal with in a moment. But for the most part, they'll be one-hit kills, and in all honesty, it should be pretty alright to deal with them. I've also set up this area through here, where the portal will be, so that if I go through here, I'll enter my enchanting setup, where I can, well, once I've got all the books in, I can do some enchanting, as you'd expect from that area. But anyway, I'm going to light this portal and see where it takes us. Hopefully it generates its own portal. I will take note of those coordinates, and I'll just head through. Yep, okay, it looks like it's put us in the same location. Well, that's pretty easy to get us back to our base, but we will have to set up a new portal to go back to our mob farm in a moment. However, I have the greater priority of getting inside and not dying by the looks of it. So by the looks of it, while we're on the surface, thanks to the fact that I'm in the spawn chunks and that my base is pretty close to the mob spawner, the chunks around me have been updating, so I have some wood here to harvest. I also have some crops to harvest. So I guess while I'm still back at my base, I'll do this. But I do need to go and recover my obsidian, which, like a complete idiot, I've left at the bottom of my mine shaft. And then I should be able to, yeah, finish up the mob farm, and then I will see how it looks when we're done. I've also got a bit of soul sand because we're using bubble elevators to get mobs up and down the mine shaft. So yeah, it should all be pretty good. For those wondering why I had numbers on the ground in my previous clip, that's because Mini-HUD finally got updated to 1.20.2, which has a bunch of useful tools, such as having block light layouts, and also having things like slime chunk renderers, beacon ranges, conduit ranges. There's even a shape render, so if I ever need to make a mob farm, or the skeleton grinder, like I'm currently making now, requires a range to know how far I can and can't go. All things like that are possible through Mini-HUD. It's a really useful tool, and if anyone's interested in it, I try it out because it is so useful when I'm doing anything. Anyway, I've got some materials that I'll need to finish up the mob spawner, as I mentioned, and I'm going to go and do that right this minute. All right, now we are at the end of the process, or getting towards the end of the process. I've managed to make the portals now link between the dimensions. I've added the bookshelves in to the farm. All I need to do now is I need to go down here, enter this water stream, and I think just replace this block here with some soul sand. And that should make a soul sand elevator going all the way up about 32 blocks. And at the top of those, it will then drop the player, or I guess the skeletons in this case, down 23 blocks. And just to make sure this is actually working, I'm just going to remove all these items. But yeah, so what will happen is the skeletons will all go down. They'll all go down like this. They'll wait. They'll probably get pushed a bit here. Then they'll all land here. And if I throw some stuff in this water stream, you'll see that they all go upwards. They'll get to the top. They'll then go along a water stream very briefly, then fall down into the killing pit where I shall then kill them. So this farm is pretty straightforward. There's easier methods using not using full damage to pre-damage them, but this method I quite like because, as you can see, there it is working, and this method means it's quite saves a lot of durability on the on the sword to kill them. Now, before we finish this farm, I'm just going to pop through. I need to get some stairs, and I can show you what I've been doing on this side. Alright, for now it's a pretty nasty setup, but from here, this is my base portal. That takes me through to my starter house. If we go down here, all the way down these stairs, we'll arrive at this portal, and that takes us all the way to the skeleton farm. So, yeah, it's not particularly nice. I don't like the fact that they're on different levels and there's a staircase. I'll probably want to make some stairs, just like makes it a little easier getting up and down. But for the most part, I'm actually really happy with getting all of this set up, and I'm getting shot at, and I can see things chasing me, and I really don't want to die. So, with the very last bits of the farm all tested, or not tested yet, I guess we're about to do the first test. So, without further ado, I'm going to punch out the torches here. I'm going to add the blocks here. This is technically more inefficient to do so, but I don't really care about, like, maximizing the absolute maximum potential skeletons. So we're going to remove the blocks here, hoping to pick up, I guess, a couple, so I'll do this. And we'll remove the block here. We'll punch that torch out, remove the last two blocks, and we'll punch that torch out, and pretty instantly skeletons will start spawning. Oh, there's glow lichen. Okay, I'll take care of that. But yeah, so now the farm should start working. It will be ideally somewhat efficient, but I think that glow lichen is definitely limiting our capabilities as much, so I'll take care of that now. That's a really stupid thing to forget. I should have noticed that when I was originally making the farm, but seems I did not, which is unfortunate. Okay, there are skeletons landing here, and yep, they should be falling in here and going into the chest, and I'll just take those items out. But yeah, so that pretty much confirms to me that this farm is in fact working, which is an excellent thing to find out. So I'll just patch up this hole, and I'll wait here, and I guess I'll start doing some mob farming. Hopefully, I can get the looting enchantment on my sword, because at the moment I feel like looting is quite important if I want to get a lot of things, rather than just getting a few of some things, so if that makes sense. But anyway, I'm going to be going AFK for a bit, and I'll probably see you guys in the next day, where hopefully I might be doing some more things, or I might just be finishing up some other projects. Well, that was quite easy. It only took me like 2 minutes actually AFKing here to get myself up to level 30. And now we're going to go see what we're going to get on this pickaxe. Now, I hope it gives me more than just looting 2. Of course, if it just gives me looting 2, that's fine. But, okay, smite 4, looting 2. I guess I can live with that. What's it giving me here? Okay, still efficiency 4. Still efficiency 4 there. Okay, well, looting and smite, I guess, will be very useful for dealing with all the mobs in the mob farm, or I guess in the skeleton grinder. So I guess that's quite good. I might also look at potential bow enchantments, like... Okay, that's got flame. Does it have infinity? No. Okay. So I'll probably be, yeah, spending more time trying to get more enchantments, trying to get to all of that lovely level 30 goodness. And yeah, hopefully it should be alright. So I'll see you all when I'm done with all of this AFKing. It is the next day, and I have spent a lot of time here at the skeleton farm trying to, well, farm up some skeletons, obviously. I have this chest here, which is currently full of some bows. I'm pretty happy with that. I've also got this chest of bone blocks, because bone blocks are a really good way to store bone meal, so I can just get rid of all the all the bones that were in this chest, because they were kind of cluttering it up. I also have this very good pickaxe that I fortunately got on the enchanted table. I did use the very last of my diamonds, but I went down into the caves and mined up some of the ore that I'd left behind, and I now, as if by magic, now have paid for itself, so I'll be able to use that whenever I want. So I kind of think that I'm going to have to leave it here for this episode. There's not a lot else I really need to do. I'll probably keep farming bones, trying to get some more stuff. I'll be doing some mining. I might live stream that or record that. I feel like that's probably a good idea. And hopefully, when I see you in the next episode, I might have some better stuff and some better tools, maybe. So anyway, that's all I've got time for this episode. I really do hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please sure to hit that like button. And if you really like this content, I know it's my very second video and I, haven't been uploading all that often, but I hope you enjoyed it and maybe you'll subscribe for more content. But anyway, that's all from me and I'll see you in the very next video. Bye for now.